Good morning, folks. This is Danny with Danny's Luxury Cruise Vacations. We're an independent affiliate of the Avoya Travel Network. And today we have Anthony giving us the pleasure of having him for a few minutes to talk about Aurora Expeditions. Aurora has been around for quite a while, and they are in the expedition market, which is one of the fastest growing markets in the cruise industry. And Anthony is going to share with us some insights this morning. Anthony, thank you for being here, and I certainly appreciate you spending some time with me this morning.
Danny, thank you so much for inviting me and allowing me to have the opportunity to showcase Aurora Expeditions. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure, my pleasure. The feeling is mutual. Anthony, if we can start off by just getting a little bit of an idea of who Aurora is so the consumer understands who you are and how they can benefit being with you folks.
Okay, sure. And I did notice that when you just did the introduction, you said that Aurora Expeditions has been around for a long time. And I'm glad that you do realize we've been around for a long time because most Americans think we're a new company. They think we're a startup for two reasons. One, our ships are brand new. They're only, less than 6 years old. And we're not a household name. People are not aware of us, but we've actually been in business for 34 years, but mainly focusing on Australia and New Zealand. That's where we were started. Douglas started the company. Greg Mortimer started the company 34 years ago. Him and his wife went to Antarctica 30 some odd years ago, fell in love with it and said, we need to start taking Australians to this great white continent. So he started the company. And then some crazy reason through social media, about 4 or 5 years ago, Americans started booking Aurora. Even though we weren't promoting here, we didn't have anything in US dollars. It was all Australian dollars. And Americans just started falling in love with us. Like, wow, we got to, really focus on America and start marketing in America and hire a sales team. And then our numbers have been exploding over the last few years. But like I mentioned, I was glad to know that you realize we've been around for a long time. Actually, one of the oldest expedition companies in the world, but relatively unknown in America. But we focus on small ship cruising. We have three new ships, actually two ships, and one's coming out in a few months. On December 1st, our third ship will be launching. But we hit a big chunk of the world, but our specialty is the polar regions.
Okay. Now, the polar region, so, I get it, Greenland, Arctic, up north, Svalbard, and all of that, and of course, Antarctica. Do you focus on any other areas as well, or is it just basically those areas?
Yeah, I mean, those are definitely our bread and butter. A bulk of our trips go to the polar regions. We're in Antarctica for 5 months out of the year, from November, December, January, February, and March. And we offer an incredible variety of options down there, really more than any other tour company. As far as what the places that we go, you could leave from New Zealand and head down and hit east Antarctica, which very few cruise lines do. Obviously, we leave from Ushuaia as well and hit not only Antarctica, but you could also hit the Falklands. You could hit South Georgia Island. We also have some programs where you fly over the Drake Passage for your clients that maybe don't have a lot of time to cross the Drake, or maybe you're a little fearful of getting motion sickness. We have an option where you could fly from Punta Arenas, Chile, down to King George Island. And then we also, like you mentioned, Greenland and Svalbard is a big seller, going up to the north, up to the Arctic. But yes, we do go to the Mediterranean. So we have a major presence in Italy and Greece, Croatia, Spain, and Portugal. We also hit Morocco and the Canary Islands. We head up a little further north, up in Europe, into England, Scotland, and Ireland, Greenland as well, Norway. We also have some programs to Costa Rica and the Panama Canal, and also Indonesia and Borneo. So we are expanding. We are hitting a big chunk of the globe. We also go to Tasmania as well. We have a cruise that circumnavigates the island just off the coast of Australia, Tasmania. So,
well, that's great because people may love going to Antarctica. Maybe they want to go back a second time. Then they go to the Arctic, but then all right, what do we do after that? So at least this way you're attracting them to come back by offering other places. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
How many guests do your ships take?
They take in the polar regions, we only take 130 people. That seems to be the sweet spot for us. With 130 people, we're able to get everybody on and off the ship like within 25 minutes. So they're already in the zodiacs. They're already heading to do some exploring on wherever we're taking them. But our newer ship will hold 154 people when it comes out December 1st. And when that ship also hits the polar region, even though it only holds 154, we're going to cap it at 130 just because, like I said, that's our sweet spot for really moving people on and off and really getting a chance to be immersed in the areas that we're visiting. But that ship will take 154 when we're going to places like the Mediterranean. We will allow more guests on there.
Perfect, perfect. Having said that, what would you say? I mean, maybe there's a sweet spot as far as your demographics. Do you find that you guys attract a certain demographic?
Yeah, we tend to get clients between the early 40s to the mid 70s seems to be where a bulk of our clients are. I just came back literally this past Sunday. I returned from a trip to Iceland and Greenland, and we had some people in their 30s on the trip, and we had a family where a couple had their 12-year-old son with them as well. So it depends on the person themselves. If the people, the younger generation loves us because we're very active. We're not you're just a cruise line where you're sitting there and you're a passive traveler. I mean, you are really immersed in the area you're going on. You're going on hikes. We offer a variety of hikes. Every place we go, we have our tour team, our expedition team, which is 15 members, and they'll break up into groups. We could do a shorter tour, a medium tour, and then the long tour. So people that are very active or younger and want to hike for 2.5, 3 hours up mountains and through rivers and, really, really do something adventuresome, we have that. And then if we have people that maybe just had a hip replacement or a knee replacement or just not getting along so well, we could have just, a 45-minute hike and stay closer to where maybe just the penguins are or
Right.
the seals are, depending on where you are around the world. We
Perfect.
tend to get well-traveled people. They tend to be affluent. We're not the cheapest cruise line out there. When you have a small ship that only holds 130 people and you have a huge expedition team and everything that we're offering, we're definitely in the higher end when it comes to cruising. But all of our customers think the value is definitely there for everything that they're receiving and the quality of the program. They think it's definitely well worth their money.
So that leads me to my next question, and hopefully this is fair to say. Is your product an all-inclusive product? Obviously, the meals are there, but the hikes and the zodiacs and the drinks. I mean, is there something that the client would have to pay for extra when they're on board?
Yeah, we're not all inclusive. We're very inclusive, but we're not all inclusive. Like you mentioned, all your meals are included, and the meals were fantastic. We have a specialty restaurant on board as well. That's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's included as well. We do not include drinks throughout the entire day, but we do include beer and wine with dinners. We include unlimited Wi-Fi, and we have Starlink on board our ships. We do include, when you're in the polar regions, a beautiful 3-in-1 Parker that people get to take home with them, and all your zodiac excursions, all your landings and hikes, those are all included as well. And depending on where you are in the world, we might include a pre-night hotel or transfers as well, especially in the polar regions. And I guess that's pretty much all the inclusions.
Perfect. Having said that, who would you find is a good fit for expeditions? Obviously, it's not your typical cruise going to the Caribbean in the middle of the winter to get to the warm weather for a week or two. What type of consumer would be a good fit?
Yeah, we tend to get a lot of um, people that are into the environment, they're into nature, they're into scenery, people that maybe went on bigger ships in the past but are tired of the crowds. They don't want to be around thousands and thousands of people. Um, they like the fact that the ships are so small. We could get into these hidden harbors and unique ports where the big ships can't get into. We get a lot of solo travelers on board. We do have a waived solo supplement as well. So solo travelers not only could save a few bucks because we're not charging a premium for being a solo traveler, but they love us because the ships are so small. They get to know everybody by day two. So even if there's other couples on board, they're going to invite them to, come, hey, Mary, come with us on this excursion, or have dinner with us tonight, or I'll meet you at the lounge for a cocktail. So it's just like one big happy family. It doesn't matter if there's 6 people traveling together or you're solo. Everyone just feels like they know each other, and it's just it's a lot of fun.
Beautiful, beautiful, perfect. Anthony, any last comments or things that you'd like to mention that we didn't discuss about your amazing product?
Yeah, a couple things, if you don't mind. I mean, a lot of companies, and I should say probably all companies out there, care about the environment. The environment is very important, especially if you're an expedition cruise line. Most, claim that they're carbon neutral, but all the companies I've researched and the companies I've worked for, I've never was affiliated with a company that cared about not only the environment so much, but also society as well. I mean, not only are we carbon neutral and do tons of things on board the ship to care about the environment, we have no single-use plastics. We have a reverse osmosis watering filtration system that we could use actually seawater and convert it into drinkable water, super fuel efficient engines. And we are also B Corp certified, which a lot of people might not be aware of that, but it's an organization, it's a non-profit organization that it's very labor intensive to be affiliated with this organization and to be B Corp certified. And there's only 2 companies in the travel industry that are B Corp certified, and it's Aurora and Intrepid. And because you not only have to prove that you care about the environment, but you have to prove that you care about society as well. So that's really important to us. Another thing I'd like to mention is we have an incredible expedition team. We have generally anywhere from 15 plus expedition team members on each voyage, which is pretty crazy considering there's only, as maximum of 130 people on board. So our ratio typically is for every 7 guests on board, we have 1 expedition team member. So that is the highest, the best ratio in the travel industry. And also, when you go to Antarctica, we have more activities that people could partake in than any other expedition cruise line out there. Everyone offers zodiac safaris and hikes and maybe kayaking or even camping, but we also have the offer the people to go scuba diving, snorkeling, skiing, snowboarding, things like that. So we are by far the most immersive cruise line out there when we go to Antarctica. So we not only have the greatest variety of options to Antarctica, but we also have an unlimited amount of options that people could do for the active traveler.
Beautiful, beautiful. Anthony, thank you so much for sharing about your wonderful product. It's well appreciated.
I appreciate it, Danny. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.